Picture this. It's a packed NBA arena in 2025. The crowd roars as a 6'9" forward steps onto the court, rocking the green and white. He's not just tall, he's skilled, lethal from anywhere, and fearless under pressure. The swagger is unmistakable. The trash talk? Ruthless. The game? Pure magic. Now, ask yourself, if Larry Bird played in today's NBA, would he just survive? Or would he absolutely dominate? Today, we're diving deep into the Larry legend debate, breaking down his game, how it would translate, and why this Hall of Famer might just be an even bigger nightmare for defenders in the modern era than he was in the 1980s. Stick around, because by the end, you might just believe Larry Bird could be the best player in the league right now. Before we break it all down, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Would Larry be a top 5 player today? Or even number 1? Let's hear it. Larry Bird is more than just a Celtics icon. He's a basketball legend, a 3-time NBA champion, 3-time MVP, 12-time All-Star. Over the course of 13 seasons, Bird averaged 24.3 points, 10 rebounds, and 6.3 assists per game. Those numbers are impressive on their own, but what makes them truly remarkable is the era in which he played. The 1980s NBA wasn't built for high-scoring, pace-and-space offenses. Three-point shots weren't the focal point of every possession. The paint was packed, hand-checking was legal, and physical defense, that was just part of the deal. Bird didn't have the advantages today's stars enjoy. No private planes, no load management, no specialized shooting coaches since grade school. Yet night after night, he dominated. So how does Bird's style fit into today's league? First, let's talk about shooting. Bird was a career 37.6% shooter from 3, in an era where most players barely attempted them. In modern basketball, with coaches designing offenses around perimeter shooting, Bird would be taking and making far more threes. That alone could bump his scoring average well above 27 or even 28 points per game. Second, Bird's passing and vision were elite. He wasn't just a scorer. He was a playmaker who could run an offense from the forward position. Think about Luka Doncic, but with an even deadlier catch-and-shoot game. In a pace-and-space system, Bird could thrive in pick-and-pop situations, find cutters, and punish defenses from every angle. And let's not forget his size and strength. At 6'9", Bird could bully smaller defenders in the post and stretch bigger defenders out to the perimeter. In today's switch-heavy defenses, he'd feast on mismatches. Here's the thing. Critics often point out that Bird wasn't the most athletic player. He wasn't flying through the air like Michael Jordan or dunking on everyone like Giannis Antetokounmpo. But basketball isn't just about vertical leap. It's about skill, intelligence, and positioning. Bird was a master of angles. He knew how to get open without blazing speed. He could rebound against taller, stronger opponents simply by reading the ball's trajectory better. And on defense, while he wasn't a lockdown perimeter guy, he was excellent at anticipating plays and forcing turnovers. In today's NBA, with defensive schemes designed to hide weaker individual defenders, Bird's craftiness would be more than enough to hold his own. One of the biggest what-ifs in Bird's career was his back injuries. They slowed him down and eventually cut his career short. But imagine Larry Bird with access to today's medical technology. Cryotherapy, advanced physical therapy, personal nutritionists, and load management could have extended his prime by years. He would have been traveling in comfort on chartered flights instead of crammed into commercial planes. Recovery times would be shorter, and instead of burning out his body with endless off-season labor, Bird could focus entirely on refining his game. A healthy Larry Bird in 2025? That's a scary thought. Basketball skill is one thing. Mental toughness is another. And Bird's mental game was off the charts. He didn't just play to win. He played to embarrass you. The trash talk was legendary, and he backed it up every single time. Whether it was telling defenders exactly where he was going to shoot from or calling his game winner in advance, Bird thrived under pressure. That clutch gene? It doesn't fade with time. In fact, in an era where social media amplifies every big moment, Bird's confidence and swagger would make him a cultural icon. Let's be honest, in today's NBA, Bird would be meme gold. Every smirk, every stare down, every "I told you so" moment would go viral instantly. If Bird were playing today, the MVP conversation would look very different. His combination of scoring, rebounding, playmaking, and leadership would put him in the same tier as players like Nikola Jokic, Giannis, and Luka. In fact, his versatility might make him the most valuable player in the league. Picture this stat line in 2025. 29 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, on 50% shooting from the field, and 40% from three. That's not a fantasy. That's a realistic projection when you combine Bird's skill set with today's style of play. There's a dangerous trend in basketball debates today, disrespecting the legends of the past. People look at highlight reels and assume that because the game looks different now, older players couldn't keep up. But greatness transcends eras. Bird didn't need to play like today's stars. Today's stars play like Bird in many ways. The vision, the shooting, the versatility. He helped pioneer it. The modern NBA is tailor-made for a player with his skill set. So, would Larry Bird dominate in today's NBA? Absolutely. Not just as a star, but as one of the best players alive. The game's evolution, the emphasis on shooting, the advanced training methods, they all play into his strengths. Larry Bird wouldn't just fit in today's NBA, he'd own it. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Where would Bird rank among today's best players? Would he be MVP material? Make sure to like this video. Subscribe for more deep dives into NBA history and modern comparisons. And share this with a friend who loves a good basketball debate. Larry Legend might belong to the past, but his game is timeless.